Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to try something new. This is Fenty Beauty's Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. This literally just arrived on my doorstep. I somehow did not have my makeup on already, and I was like, guess what we're trying today? Super excited to try this. First of all, thank you for watching and thank you for being subscribed. And isn't she pretty? She's so cute. I really like the shape of the bottle and I think that it's a really good size. I have the lightest shade. I have shade 1 and we're getting just a hair over an ounce. You're getting 1.08 ounces. Okay, whatever. It has got a nice little dropper to it. I'm just going to dispense a drop to the back of my hand and let's take a look at the sort of coverage we're looking at here. It's supposed to be light to medium, buildable, and blurring. Oh, hello. I feel like this is like the perfect color. Here's what I'm trying to decide. Do I want a beauty sponge or a makeup brush, or do we say yes to both? Let's say yes to both and see which side looks better. This is the sort of foundation, if you will, product that I really like. I'm going to use this much. I'm just going to kind of tap it in over here. It looks frightening, doesn't it? It might be a little light. What happens if I just blend it in with my hand? Did I get the wrong shade? It looked fine on my hand. I don't know. Oh. I feel like it blends in nicely, especially with the sponge. But this is real light coverage. Here's what's interesting. This is an actual beauty blender. And normally I find that even when I'm wearing light coverage foundations and I'm blending with it, I find that it tends to like suck up a lot of it, but there's very little on here. And it could be that the coverage is so light and you know, this is kind of like a blush tone blender plus the fact that it's really light in color itself. I don't feel like there's a lot of it. Maybe I did I use enough? I don't know. Let's try a similar amount on the other side, but let's use a brush this time and see what happens. So Fenty is really well known for having a wide range of shades that suit all skin tones. I feel like instantly I'm getting more coverage with this, and I wonder if shade 2 might be better suited to me. Now I had to take a stab in the dark. It's my least favorite thing to do when it comes to foundation products because my fear is always getting the wrong shade when it comes to foundation products, and I feel like that happens to me a lot, especially now that we can't swatch things in store. We're doing a lot of online shopping, and I did literally look at the website, choose a color, ship it to me. And I think it might have been easier for me had I already had a Fenty foundation shade that I knew was like my perfect match, because if you already know what your Fenty shade is, they'll tell you how it correlates to their new Eaze Drop. I don't feel like I've got a lot of leftover foundation here in the brush, just like I didn't on the sponge. I feel like between the two, I definitely have more coverage on this side and it's much lighter on this side. I feel like that's usually the case for me when I'm using a sponge. I end up with lighter coverage. And if I want a little bit more coverage, I'll end up using a brush. But I'll tell you, although I feel like this foundation, well, the skin tint can work for me, I like it a little bit better this way because I have just a touch more coverage. Let's build some up and see what happens. So I'm just gonna take this and kind of tap it to where I want it. I'm sure I could totally blend it with my fingers, but I do like the look of it when it's blended with the sponge. So I'm just gonna kind of lightly tap this everywhere and then finish it with this. I definitely have a ton more coverage on the side with a brush than I do on the side with the Beauty Blender, but I think it depends on how you like to wear it. I'm gonna even out my coverage and I'll be right back. This is what my face looks like with 2 layers of this on evenly and just a touch of color corrector under the eyes and concealer here. I did throw a little concealer around my hyperpigmentation spot, but I feel like it looks natural. It looks pretty. It looks like skin. It doesn't look overly dewy. There are some skin tints that look really glowy and dewy. This one I don't feel like looks dewy. I feel it looks like skin. Not hydrated skin, not dry skin, just skin. skin, and I like that. I feel like shade 1 is too light for me. I think especially since we're moving into warmer months, summer is coming, I might get more use out of this if I were to use shade number 2. So there's a good chance I'm going to exchange it, but I like the way that the product looks on my skin. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look like it's sitting strangely anywhere. It doesn't look like I don't see it kind of congregating in my normal like little creases and folds. I do have a little bit of it up here in this little forehead crinkle. I've got a pretty heavy forehead line right here. And that's the one that usually catches the most product in it. And I'll tell you, it looks pretty good everywhere except for there. Now, I haven't had a chance to set it yet. I am going to set my face, and I'll probably set just like under the eyes and in my forehead in places that I tend to crease when I'm using a base product. And then we'll come back and we'll chat about it. I really like the way this looks on my skin. Now I know it's just a first impressions and I've just applied makeup. We haven't worn it. I don't know. I will get back to you. I feel like the claims though for this product are accurate. It is light to medium coverage. It is buildable. You'll get a much sheerer application with the sponge, and if you need just a little bit more coverage, if you want more on the medium side, you might do better applying it either with a brush or with your fingers. I feel like this product would be super easy to blend out with your fingers. I didn't do it today. I did it on the back of my hand with my fingers, but I feel like it'd be super easy and your fingers aren't going to eat up a product the way that a sponge would. But if you want just a little bit of coverage, almost undetectable, this would be the way to go. I also feel like there is that blurring quality. I don't know how to describe it, but my skin looks nice. Nicer than it usually does with a light formula. The other thing that I like about this is that you can see some of those slight discolorations, like the freckling across my forehead and my nose, you know, some of the imperfections in my skin this way, and even the fact I did put a little concealer over my blemish situation on my chin, but most of it is just this. And I like the way that this works on top of my skin. I feel like this is exactly what it says, and I feel like the price point, just under $30, is great because you're getting an ounce. Well, an ounce, 1.08 fluid ounces, which is kind of like that last little bit is negligible. But I really do feel like you're getting value here. I also love that it's a dropper. So much do I love that. I like pumps, but the one thing that's hard for me is that I can't always get what's at the bottom. And with this, I could very easily, once we get down towards the bottom, leave it sitting on its head, let it all drip to the bottom, and continue to squeeze it out. I feel like that's really, really handy. And of course, it's super elegant packaging. Now, packaging has very little to do with whether I like it or not, but it does add that extra little cherry on top of my sundae when everything else is going perfectly. Let me know if you're interested in this. Let me know if you've tried it. Do you have any tips or suggestions for how best to use it? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.